Hey guys, I'm Ronan Boothby of the GPI, and today we are playing some Power Up Poker. And for those of you who don't know, this is the newest offering, the Poker meets Hearthstone offering from PokerStars. And we're going to give you a little intro to the game. I'm pretty new to the game myself. I've played about 15 sit and goes. As you'll see, the format is in its alpha stage, and currently the only option is to play a 3-man sit and goes, play money only, and we are kicking things off against Baron 11 from Croatia and Varam 1977 from Armenia. You'll see over the course of the game that we have a number of power cards which we can use to manipulate the action as the game proceeds. So in this hand we've got King 5 in the big blind. You'll see that in some situations power cards are optimal and essential. Other times the hands just play themselves. So in this situation we've got the EMP, that stands for electromagnetic pulse. This is a card which prevents our opponents using any power up cards. I think in this instance we're just going to take a flop with the King 5. We're in the big blind. We will have position on the razor. The razor's choosing to play his engineer card. Now, as you'll see there, the engineer card allows the player to choose the next card out. So this will be the first card that appears on the flop. Now, he's been given the option of 2 queens and a king. If he chooses the king, it would help us slightly, but would give us top pair, but he's going to go for the queen, and we're going to see a flop. The flop's going to come Queen 8-4. Now there's a strong chance that Varam either has a queen or the queen favours, the queen of clubs favours his hands. Matches nicely with the 2 cards. Maybe he's got 10 jack of clubs or something like that. So the other club on the board is certainly a card that could improve his hand. So he's probably going to go and bet this flop. There's currently 480 in there. I'll talk us through the cards that we're holding and their value as this tutorial proceeds. Very much of a tutorial when you can't win a game, for those of you tuning in previously. But okay, it's going to check. It's slightly surprising. Could potentially mean strength. We can prevent, not really such an issue. We can redraw one of our hold cards. That would certainly be powerful when using the king. It's quite a big pot, so I think we're just going to go ahead and reload. We're going to obviously discard the 5 of clubs and hope to draw a king, a queen, or a club. Oh, and there we go, 2 kings. So this is a pretty nice spot here. Varam picked the queen to come on the flop. There's 2 clubs out there, could have a flush draw, so we're going to go ahead and bet this. We want to, charge hands. We want to get paid by a queen. We certainly want to get value from flush draws. So a good example there of a situation where you can draw, you can replace one of your hold cards to huge advantage. We've gone from no hand at all really to a really strong overpair. We do have the king of clubs as well, in case that becomes an issue. We did use up some of our energy points. The energy points are the points, the juice that allows you to use your power cards. Each power card uses up a set number of energy points. Oh, and here we go, turning the nuts. Finally, the rough streak. It looks like it may be coming to an end. Don't want to get complacent yet. Okay, so in this hand, we could upgrade to a 3rd hold card, not really necessary. We could use our EMP, we could prevent powers on this streak. Seems like a pretty nice option here. So we've got the nuts and we want to keep the nuts. We don't want players selecting the river. So we're going to block out any use of power cards on this streak, keep the nuts, and charge these guys to hit their, whatever their card make their hand. Going to go for a pretty nice kind of half pot, just over half pot sizing, and go for 900-ish, 880. Definitely don't mind getting called here. Probably don't want to see a club on the river. That's probably the only worrisome card for us. Pot's going to be so big by the time the river comes, probably not going to get away from it. That's the 8 of spades, giving us the full house. The only option we have now is between check and bet, but it looks like our opponent could well have a queen. It would be a shame if missed clubs were there. Haven't got any power cards to play at the moment, so we're just going to go ahead and shove it in here and hope to get a call from Baron 11. Going to make the call. Oh, Baron 11 rivering trip 8s there, so a pretty favourable river for us. Got us the maximum, and we are heads up against Varam 1977, and we're straight away off the bat with a pretty nice hand. Slightly lacking in energy points at the moment, so just probably going to play out a few hands without using energy cards, without using power cards, unless highly necessary or highly favourable. So we've been 3-bet here. Ace Jack, pretty strong hand on the button. Haven't got any cards to use. I think in this instance we could look just to get all the chips in. Ace Jack get heads up is very strong, and we want to give us our chance for the opponent to fold his hand. So we're going to 4-bet this to 1200, and there's a good chance our opponent could shove here. Certainly could run into some better hands. All in, we're going to make the call, and we're good. We're up against King 6. Oh, and there's the King Queen, Ace King Queen 9 run out. So Varam 77 is going to double up. We live to fight another day, but I think it's only going to be a matter of time before we put Varam 1977 to the sword. King 8 here. We're going to defend to a button open if indeed that occurs. So only got 5 energy points. We can play all the cards we have, and in a moment we'll talk through these. So we have the reload card. So that's the card we used to our advantage earlier, discarding a 5 to draw a second king. We have the scanner card, so we can peek at the next 2 deck cards. This can be useful. For a hand like King 8, he has 3x, so this could be a chance to use one of these. But I think at the moment we're just going to call, take a flop, see what happens. We have missed this flop, so we're just going to check it over to our opponent. And we're going to see what action faces us when he bets. Pretty unfortunate that Varam is still fighting in this game. Okay, so this could be a spot to try and take a bet. We have got a gut shot, and yeah, I think a third hole card here might be quite favourable. And there we go. We've drawn a 10. Which gives us a pair to go along with our gut shot. So we're going to discard the king in this spot. So we've got the pair of 10s with a gut shot. A 9 will give us a straight. I'm going to check it over to him with the intention of calling a bet and reassess on the river. Again, being quite liberal with our use of our power cards here. And this has sent us back down to 0 energy, but I feel like we will get plenty of opportunities to replenish our stocks. This is an overbet here from Varam 1977, which is slightly concerning. But I think with our particular hand, heads up, we're just going to peel one, and we've hit the 10 on the river. So this gives us trip 10s. We're not going anywhere. The only question is whether to bet or check. I think in light of the action on the turn, the overbet, I think we're just going to check it over and hope, firstly hope Varam 1977 bets, and secondly hope that our trip 10s that are good. Power cards not coming into play here. We are all out, completely running on empty in terms of energy cards. This is a very chunky bet. Slightly concerning, but I don't think we can get away from the 10s here. Probably going to raise. I think we're still going to raise. Going to try and get value from a jack. May end up completely disastrous. No snap call from Varam 1977. This is a promising situation. Yeah, and he's got the jack, just as we hoped, and we are going to double through here and leaving Varam with only 580, and picked up the intel card. 6-4, pretty junky hand. You can see a shove being highly probable from Varam, seeing as he was willing to get it in with King 6 earlier. So going to try and find a spot here. I think 8. This looks pretty close. We have got 4 energy points, so we could use these in this situation. To peek a deck card. Well, we're gonna take a flop here. Haven't flopped much. This is a slightly unfortunate situation where we're likely to be shoved on. Possibly a slight error to peel a flop there. The intel card does allow us to look at the next card before deciding to proceed. Not too many cards that would really help us. We haven't got the reload card available yet, and the scanner can peek at the next 2 cards and decide to keep or discard. It would take a fairly bizarre run out to give us, I mean, potentially it could come 7-4 or 7-9. But I think in this situation, we're going to fold. We're going to find a good spot to get in against Varam and finally, take this one down. 3x here with Jack Queen. Happy to get it in here. Just under 10 big blinds for Varam 1977. I don't think power cards are going to come into play once your opponent gets quite shallow. Yeah, the 3-bet has come. So I mean, we can use our reload card here just to try and sort of tip the deck in our favour. Okay, I accidentally reloaded one of my own hole cards. I can cancel that. So we're going to peek at the next 2 cards and either keep or reload. So the deuce 5, not really cards that help our hand. So I think we can just go ahead and pick 2 new cards. Hopefully they'll be a bit more sort of painty. And yeah, we're just going to go and put the rest of. Oh, I've timed out. So yeah, strong holding there. Got a bit too carried away, trying to use the power cards to our advantage. Ended up with the disintegrate, which could be using in future streets. Don't want to give it a Varan chance to get back into this one. Raise to 160, 5 to 10. We've still got our intel card. Let's play this, see what the next card is. A queen. Okay, I think we're just going to fold that. Not quite sure whether these plays are optimal against a 10 big blind stack or just under a 9 big blind stack now. We're gonna proceed carefully, and well, we're all learning together here. So I've been raised here with 8-6, little connected hand, not too shabby. We are down to 3 energy points. Can't use any hole cards here, just gonna have to let that one go. Probably need to tighten up somewhat these opening ranges. So certainly be calling a shove here, while we not going to use any energy, any power cards for the time being. Baran, thinking about something. Got a round. Okay, we're gonna stick the rest in. All in with ace deuce. Looking to hold. Not too many cards we're going to be in. Not too many hands we're going to be in like great shape against, but hands with a deuce in them. Just got to avoid the jack or the 8. There is the jack. Oh, but there's the wheel. Wheel comes through, taking it down. See you later, Varam. We are finally going to win on the board in these tutorial sessions, and we're going to move on to the next one.